Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell, we are about to play my game and pick March's TBR. I also found my troll. Woo! Yes! So we get to play using the troll. Usually how I start these is by telling you how I did in February, or in the previous month, which was February, and then we decide if I need a punishment from my punishment jar. So the thing is, there's a really emotional video about what happened this month and why I didn't read my TBR. It'll be linked right here. There are two books that I didn't even start. One was Hubby Pick, which was Winterwood. And if you saw my TBR video, you saw that I was super excited and everything. The other one, I don't remember what it was, but I know that there was one more on my TBR. And the sad thing is that I just watched the video like yesterday, and I still can't remember. So technically I should be picking two of my punishment picks. I am not going to do that though. I will pick one punishment pick and give myself leeway on the other one. So I will pick, these have different books in them. Some of them are like big book challenges, which I hope I don't get because I already have a big book on my TBR for this month. It's also a Kindle book, which is great because that's one of my goals. So there might be some Kindle books in here. There's also like out of comfort zone reads and books that I've been avoiding. Oh, what else is in here? I think all my fantasy books. I'm not entirely sure. It's been a while since I've added to this. But when I made these, when I put these in here, it was because they were books that scare me or that would challenge me. I think there might be a lot of series in here as well. So let's just grab one. Maybe, did I put middle grade? I might have put middle grade because I haven't been liking middle grade as much. So let's see. I got one right here. It's small. Okay. So I'm going to forgive myself for one of the books and pick one punishment to start with. I don't want to see it. I want you to see it first. Let's see. Oh, it's a very small. Oh, okay. I also just put like authors that I have more than one book unread from them on my shelf. So any author that I have a backlist of titles that I haven't read yet. This says Stevens. Do I have more? Do I own Courtney Stevens? Let me check because I don't think I have any books by Courtney Stevens. So it was Chevy Stevens. I found both books that I own by this author. I'm not entirely sure which one I'm going to pick for this prompt. Maybe we can find out together. I can read about both of them. There's Always Watching and That Night. So I put Stevens back in here. So basically the reason that Chevy Stevens is on this list right now is, well, I own two of her books that are unread, but I only picked authors that I'm not 100% certain I'm gonna like anymore. So I read Those Girls and one other book by Chevy Stevens. I really, really loved Those Girls. It was brutal and trigger warnings for everything. And then I read the other one, and I can't even remember what it's called. But it does the same thing that Those Girls did. Like, there's this certain plot point that happened in both of them that I'm wondering if she does them in all of her books. And if she does, then I'm no longer interested in reading books by her. Let's try That Night by Chevy Stevens. Toni had a life full of typical teenage complications. A boyfriend, Ryan, whom she adored, a strained relationship with her parents, and classmates who seemed hell-bent on making her suffer. Things weren't easy, but Toni could never have predicted how horrific they would become until her younger sister was brutally murdered one night, and Toni and Ryan were convicted. Okay, then Always Watching is she helps people put their demons to rest, but she has a few of her own. In the lockdown ward of a psychiatric hospital, Dr. Nadine is in her element. She has the tools to help people, and she has the desire. Healing broken families is what she lives for. But Nadine doesn't want to look too closely at her own past because there are whole chunks of her life that are black holes. It takes all of her willpower to tame down her recurrent claustrophobia, and her daughter Lisa is a runaway who has been on the streets for 7 years. For my challenge or my punishment pick, I'm gonna pick That Night. This one speaks to me a little bit more than Always Watching does. I need to tell you what I need to get on March's TBR. So, you know, my goals, book of the month. I don't need a Kindle book this month because Heather and I from Belle's Library, we are buddy reading Plain Bad Heroines by Emily A. Danforth. I believe that's the name. I'll insert a picture. I own a Kindle copy and I have the audiobook right now. The audiobook is 20 hours long. I need the Buzzword-a-thon prompt. I cannot think today. Prompt. Okay, so this time I'm going to do all my rules at once, and then I'm just going to pick all the books at the end. Let me know in the comments below if you like this setup better, or how we usually do one roll, book, roll, book, roll, book. Let me know in the comments below at the end. So let's start right here. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so a contemporary. Alright, roll number 2 is a 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, book of the month. Okay. Right. 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, I gotta start all over. Alright, well, roll number 4, starting over, is a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, okay, so like a TV or movie adaptation. Next is a 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, Kindle. Alright, let's try it again. It's 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh my gosh, for a second there I thought that it was gonna be another punishment pick, but it's a must read. Number 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is a non-fiction. Alright, number 8 is an 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, my big book challenge. Oh, okay, we are on number 9. 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Ooh, okay, out of comfort zone. Okay, and then this should just take me to the end. Yep, end, done. Okay, I have my picks for my TBR. So, first we landed on contemporary. So, for contemporary, I am picking Good in Bed by Jennifer Weiner. This is a modern day Cinderella story with plus size rep in it, and that's all I need to know. Jellybean always thinks it's all about him. He looks like me, doesn't he? I think he does, yeah. Okay, go lay down. Then our second turn landed on Book of the Month. So, Amanda, I am finally reading The Shadows by Alex North. I've heard this compared to, like, The Chalkman, and I know that you've read both, so let me know if that's a good comparison or not. I have read The Chalkman. I like The Chalkman a lot. Okay. Then the third one was a punishment pick, so we do get to pick 2 of these. Oh. So when I hit that little U-turn symbol, it means that I have to start the game over. There are 2 spaces where I could technically have to go all the way back. So we did land on that today, and that is why I am picking a punishment. So I'm like terrified. I don't know. Okay, well, I got one. Okay. I'm gonna laugh if it's one that I've already read, because I haven't updated this in a couple of months. Well, since I originally did it. What the heck? Oh! Okay, Michael's gonna be happy with me too. Hold. So we got Dangerous Angels by Francesca Lee Block. I have read part of this for Try a Chapter Tag, but the chapters are so short that I read until book 2, which is 70 pages in, and I was liking it. I don't know what it's about. Can't tell you. These postmodern fairy tales chronicle the thin line between fear and desire, pain and pleasure, cutting loose and holding on in a world where everyone is vulnerable to the most beautiful and dangerous angel of all, love. Okay, then number 4 was an adaptation. For an adaptation, I'm going to read volume 1 of Archie. This is like a reimagining of Archie and Jughead, kind of more modern day, kind of like Riverdale, the TV show. I absolutely adore Riverdale, the TV show, and I would one day love to read Archie and Jughead, the original, and compare it to this, but I am obsessed. So then our next one was a Kindle book. So for Kindle, I'm going to read Butterface by Avery Flynn, and I'm just going to read to you what it says. I think it's like a reimagining modern day Cinderella story. Do you sense a theme this month? So it says, it's true. I'm not what most people would call pretty. And well, high school was rough. Fast forward 10 years and life is good. Until a bunch of jerks think it's hilarious to put the Butterface, me, on a wedding kiss cam with the hottest guy ever, and that old humiliation hits hard. I recognize him immediately, the sexiest cop in Waterboro, and totally out of my league. But then he kisses me, and we totally forget the room, the crowd, everything. Then he tells everyone We've been dating for months. Soon everything starts to feel too real. From adorable fights over necessary tools to fix my broken porch, to surviving a free-for-all dinner with his 6 siblings, to picking up where our last kiss left off. But there's something he's not telling me about why he's really hanging around, and I'm pretty sure it has to do with my mob-connected brothers. So then, a must-read. I'm gonna pick a book that I've already read. Amanda, if you're watching this, look away. Plug your ears. So I've read this. I think it was okay at best. I didn't love it, but it is on my must-read for the year because we did a gift exchange and Amanda got it for me. So I'm going to be reading Hold Still by Nina LaCour. This was, like I said, it was okay. It's supposed to be this hard-hitting contemporary about this girl. I think it's Caitlin and Ingrid. And Ingrid dies, and Caitlin is left to pick up all the pieces without her best friend. So I do think that it was meant to be very hard-hitting. I just didn't feel it as much as I wanted to. I believe that Ingrid commits suicide and then she leaves these notes behind. I really enjoyed the notes that she left behind for people. It gave me insight into her mind, but I just didn't feel as much as I wanted to the first time I read this. So maybe this time things will be different. We landed on nonfiction. So for my nonfiction pick, I'm picking The Killer Across the Table by John Douglas and Mark Olshacker. True crime. Getting into serial killers' minds. This is also another must-read for the year. Big Book, which is my buddy read with Heather. It's Plain Bad Heroines by Emily A. Danforth. I have no idea what this book is about. I believe that it's Sapphic elite boarding school. I don't know though. Like, I've just heard that it's so good. So I gotta try it. And then our last one was Out of Comfort Zone. And I know that people are gonna come at me. So I am picking Cujo by Stephen King. I know. I love horror. That's not why I'm picking this. I'm picking this because it's Stephen King. And his writing is not always for me. In fact, I tend to not love his books. But yet, part of me cannot give up on him because he can write things like Pet Sematary, which is an amazing book. Like, I love Pet Sematary. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I've already started this book, and that's why I'm picking it. I started it, and I was intending to read this because I thought that it was about a killer dog named Cujo. That's what I've always thought this book was about. I'm really not very far into it because it messed me up. It messed me up because there's no dog. Not yet. But it's like, I'm like 10 pages in. And it's about this like 4-year-old boy who is hearing things in his closet. Like a person or a monster or something. I'm not very far into it, so I really don't know what it is. But he keeps hearing things, and he like runs to his mom's room, and you know, his parents like Most parents are just like, oh, it's probably just your imagination, or you're having bad dreams. Oh, it's okay, you know? And I don't think it's his imagination. And I was legitimately terrified to read this book. So, for the reason of it being Stephen King, that's outside my comfort zone. And also, if anything ever happens to a kid in a book, I cannot handle it. And this was getting to that point where I could not stomach it. And I'm very scared of what is to come, but I think that that is the point of this book. This is my TBR, plus Plain Bad Heroines, which, like I said, that's a huge book. So this is what I have to read for the month of March. If you think I can do it, let me know in the comments below. For me, I don't think it's can I do it, because I definitely can read this much in a month. The thing is, will I read them? Because sometimes sticking to a TBR is not my forte. I don't know if you've noticed that, but I definitely have. Let me know in the comments below if you've read any of these and what you think of them. And I will see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more bookish content. And let me know what you're reading in the comments as well.